Good morning, students. Today is Monday, April 20th, 2020, and this week in science, we're going to focus on the Power Standard 2.9c. Compare the ways living organisms depend on each other and their environments, such as through food chains. Today, we're going to watch a video in STEMscopes discussing what we need to learn about food chains. Then we will discuss.
Plants are producers where the food chain begins. Use water, light, and gases for photosynthesis. Like everything else, food starts with the sun. Plants produce food, they get the job done. Everything we do starts with food. It gives us energy, makes us renewed. It flows in a chain from the sun to creature. It keeps ecosystems connected in nature. For energy, consumers rely on others. They eat each other or they eat producers. Decomposers get their energy from dead matter. In any habitat, you can find these food webs. Everything we do starts with food. It gives us energy, makes us renewed. It flows in a chain from the sun to creature. It keeps ecosystems connected in nature. Through food webs and chains, all of us are linked. We can't allow these things to go extinct. Each little creature has its role to keep nature going as a whole. Everything we do starts with food. It gives us energy, makes us renewed. It flows in a chain from the sun to creature. It keeps ecosystems connected in nature. It keeps ecosystems connected in nature.
And for those of you who like to listen to this video over and over each day, you're welcome to do so. Just let your parent know. Sorry, parents, in advance. So now we're going to be going over some of our vocabulary words that have to do with our TEK for this week. Now, organisms. Organisms is a living thing such as plant or animals. So we are all organisms. We are living. A herbivore is like a deer, for example. It's an organism that eats plants. One thing I like to say too to help you remember, herbivore, herb is like an herb, and that helps you remember that it is like a plant. Carnivore is an animal with sharp teeth that eats meats. Carnivore. An omnivore is an organism that eats both plants and animals. Omnivore, that's we are. I'm nivore. I and you are both plant and animal eaters. And you say, ooh, I don't eat plants. But you do, actually. Anything that's a vegetable or lettuce, anything like a tomato is a plant, comes from a plant in the ground, so we eat both plants and animals. A predator. A predator is an animal that eats other animals, for example, like this hawk. Prey. A prey like this mouse is something that maybe this predator would be eating. So prey is a smaller animal that is eaten, an animal that is eaten by another organism. Energy Energy is what is needed to do work or cause change. If you don't have the food that you need to survive, you lack the energy to do the things that you need to do. Food chain. Food chain is the chain of how different organisms receive their energy. So the path of energy from one organism to another. Like, for example, earlier we talked about the mouse. The mouse is the prey, the hawk is the predator, and then the decomposer is what turns into more living things, like a tree or other plants in the ground. And back to organism. So these are the vocabulary words. They're going to help you with other activities for this week in science.